It's already been reported that they are talking a little bit, and this was thrown out there in 2011. The owners understand that we, the fans, are sick of the 4 meaningless preseason games. I mean, it gets really gross, and especially if you're a season ticket holder and you're forced to buy those games, and you go there and none of the star players are playing, and if they do play, they're only playing for a quarter or a series. It's really gross.
It's a cash grab by the owners.
Right.
I mean, there's no way around it.
And by the same token, so the owners recognize that, but they're not going to give away essentially the 20-game revenue that they bring in. So the only alternative for them is to suggest an 18-game season. The problem is the players don't like that because they see that as more risk for injury. They can kind of coast. The players don't really care. They don't love the preseason, but they can kind of coast because the big name guys aren't even playing anyway. Most of the people playing in the preseason, half of them are cut. So it's less wear and tear on your body.
And you're not playing your superstars.
You're not playing your stars. So
you play them about 5% of the time.
Just playing 18 games just means more potential for exposure to injury, which, as D. Smith has said on this show a million times, if you play in the NFL, you leave with a 100% injury rate.
Right.
Everybody leaves injured.
True, but money talks. I think the players will agree to it if they get paid more.
It depends. But see, Eric Winston has said that when they look at the money, that they don't think the money necessarily is going to translate or be enough because the money goes to the star players. It doesn't necessarily go to the grinders. Players don't. This is Eric Winston. Players don't see the positive trade-off. The guys don't see it as something that is good for their careers. The cap is going to get tilted heavily to the star players. The people that I've talked to on how the money could be spread wouldn't go to your role players, your middle-of-the-road guys. So that's always the issue you're going to have. Now, Jason's right, though. Everything is a negotiation.
Plus, they would have to expand the rosters.
They'd have to expand the rosters.
So you create more jobs, essentially.
True, but it's not a massive expansion. It would only be maybe 1 or 2 players.
Yeah, maybe.
Per roster.
Again, you have to negotiate that.
But what I like maybe a little more is the idea of adding, they said another alternative to bring in more revenue is to add 2 playoff games, 2 playoff teams to expand from 12 to 14. Now, as a Redskins fan, of course I like this because we're always on the outside looking in of getting into the playoffs. So
you like more inclusion.
The Patriots or whoever that's consistently in the playoffs, maybe I'm not as supportive of that. But for a team like the Redskins, a fan of that team, I'm all about expanding the playoffs.
Yeah. I'd probably rather expand the playoffs than the regular season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so
I would agree with that.
Maybe they could go that route.
But it's interesting. I mean, I think we're getting to the point of doing one or the other. I just don't think that you're going to see 4 preseason games for much longer.
I don't think it's sustainable. I just think you're going to see stadiums with 5,000 people in 60,000 seat stadiums. Like
the thing is,
people are fed up with it.
And just think, didn't they have 5 games or 5 preseason games?
Might have been
years ago.
Might have been before I can remember. But then
I
know
training camp was much longer.
Like in college football, though, they don't have preseason, right? They have a spring game.
Oh, zippy preseason.
And then, they have inter-squad scrimmages,
it.
and they go right after it. So, it can be done. I don't think there's any question.
I think it would be great if they could do that. Anything to eliminate, because, we look forward to the preseason throughout July because there's a dead period there, right? And we finally get to August or late July and say, all right, preseason's finally here. And then when it gets there, and then we get here, we're like, oh my God, this is boring.
The worst.
It's cool to watch 1 or 2 games, but not 4.
Drabby?
If they don't start it early, right, and they do the 18-game schedule, which I don't think they would because I think they like starting after Labor Day, and college football has the week before to kick off. If they push it back 2 weeks, the Super Bowl would be
like March?
No, the day before President's Day, and everybody would have the day after the Super Bowl off.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's a brilliant move.
So it'd be like February 16th weekend.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
From a perspective,
I think we're getting closer to that.
Real football games we're all going to like. Any more real football. Nobody wants to deal with the preseason.
But before we get there, I mean, D. Smith's been telling his players, hey, prepare for a work stoppage.
Yeah.
Keep that powder dry. Save that cash.
You start saving your money in the next couple of years. Just be prepared for it.
Right.
So maybe we have to take the bad before we get to the good. It could happen.
It's all
Yeah.
a negotiation. This is what the owners did in 2011, and they didn't get it. Let's see if they get it this go around. It's a tough pill for the players to swallow. They're in a tough spot because they're all about player safety, and this obviously, they're all about limiting contact. This just adds more to it. But by the same token,
They want to make money.
yeah.
Yeah, that's more important.
Dangle that carrot of a little more money for an extra however many games. I don't know if it's 2. Is there a way that they could just add 1 game? I don't know the logistics
I'm sure there's
of it.
a way they could. That just seems awkward to have a 17-game season.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
I don't know how that would work.
Would that be? My team went 10 regular.
You'd get used to it after a while.
I suppose. I
You'd
think
adapt.
it's got to be even, Cakes. Everything else is even. We got
Yeah,
82
they
game
generally
season.
are even. It's
Yeah.
true.
In the NBA and in the NHL, we got the 162 in baseball. We can't have an odd
Can't have
number.
an odd ending.
No, I just think that's weird.